Hello there, welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Usbao. Now, the National Sports Authority has today stopped construction work on the Nkwakaw Stadium Project being led by Member of Parliament Bryan Acheampong. This decision comes after the authority met with the MP and requested that he submit all necessary documents and seek official approval from the authority before continuing the project. The stadium project was originally started in 2020 by the government but stalled due to lack of funds. And Bryan Acheampong later took it up and began construction again without formal clearance. The National Sports Authority says construction will remain on hold until all legal requirements are met. And authority further emphasized that they are not against the construction of the facility. However, the necessary document needs to be approved by the authority before the construction can continue. We'll establish contact with the Director General of the National Sports Authority, Nkwakaw, who had agreed to speak to us and get more on this when we are able to reach him. But away from that, to boxing now, because seasoned referee Roger Bano has taken over as head of the Ghana Boxing Authority following the resignation of President Abraham Korte Nikwe. Now, here is Joy Sports Editor Nathan Olato with more on how the constitution of the authority made this possible and what will be expected of him in the interim.
So the constitution of the Ghana Boxing Authority is very clear on, such scenarios. So Mr. Abraham Korte Nikwe, after his resignation, has to hand over to the first vice president. In the instance where there is no first vice president in place, he will hand over to the second vice president. So in this particular case, the first vice president then, Mr. Rabon Dodu, resigned 2 years ago. So there's a void in that space as well. And so that's the reason why the mantle has fallen on Mr. Roger Bano, the seasoned and respected ring official, the referee judge, who will now run the association. Now, his immediate mandate is to ensure that he collaborates with all agencies, including the Sports Authority and the Ministry, to ensure that an elective Congress is held, as soon as possible. Now, he needs to bring together all the constituent bodies of the Ghana Boxing Authority, all the stakeholders, and all the associations recognized within the constitution of the Ghana Boxing Authority to organize this. Now, Mr. Roger Bano brings a wealth of experience to the table, considering that he has earned all the badges with all the major sanctioning bodies of the sport. So I'm talking about the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, and the WBO, as well as the IBO. And he has overseen many fights, historic fights here in Ghana and our jurisdiction and outside of it. In terms of also giving back to the sport, he has led quite a number of capacity building workshops for ring officials, boxing referees, judges across the continent and also outside of the continent. And the last one I remember was in the United Arab Emirates. So he brings a wealth of experience, both domestic and international, to the table. And it's my hope that that experience will be brought to bear very heavily in his engagements with the constituent bodies, because there's a lot of listening to be done, and the listening has to reflect in whichever blueprint that is put together for the way forward to organizing the elective Congress of the Ghana Boxing Authority.
Now to some football now, because Masoudi Dramani says his focus is to align with the strategic direction of Heart of Folk board and lay a foundation of consistency and sustainability at the club. The experienced tactician made the remarks during his unveiling as head coach of the Phobians earlier this week at the club secretariat in Accra. Now, Masoudi Dramani, who has won the Ghana Premier League twice with Kumasi and Tokotoko, has signed a 2-year contract with the Phobians and will be expected to lead them when they face their arch-rivals Kotoko on Sunday for the President's Cup.
I try to understudy the vision of the board, which is the direction of the club, and trying to institute a clear direction with consistency and sustainability. And we try as much as possible to put in place a more progressive development approach. And so we acknowledge what has been instituted over these years. It is for us to keep the consistency and keep improving structures, more importantly, very comprehensive technical programs that will improve individuals and also the team. We'll build a culture of a winning inhabitants within the club, and that is part of the processes that is going to effect from a shorter term to a longer term objectives, and I believe that we have what it takes to be able to bring these functions into play.
Because celebrations are underway for Bash Brothers FC after winning the Gaskia FM's 9th annual Eid soccer tournament in Techiman, a huge event which drew thousands to the Zongo LA Park. Now, while player of the tournament Pogba hailed the unity and opportunity it brings, the champions coach issued a powerful demand to city authorities to transform this rundown but hallowed ground, the very pitch where Black Stars Kamaldeen Suleiman started, into a proper facility to unlock more Ghanaian football potentials.
Salagala isn't just a tournament, it is a Techiman institution. For 9 years running, Gaskia FM, the only Joy FM affiliate in the region, has used the beautiful game during Eid to bring Muslim communities together and shine a light on raw talent right here in Bono East. From Saturday to Monday, thousands packed this iconic Zongo LA Park, a testament to its power. The mission, crystal clear: foster peace, build unity, and unearth the next generation of football heroes. And judging by the sea of faces and deafening cheers, the message resonates deeply. This park pulsed with pure, unadulterated football passion. And the champions of this 9th edition, Bash Brothers Motors, they fought hard for this victory. Let's hear what this means to them.
Feeling here very massive. They are also proud to tournament here. No be already off. Bash Brothers. Obi asi egbe but ye ba no obi ahu ye. Ohe ye branding, your technical members in your playing body, any your supporters will be a branding and Honachi say we were very poised for action now. Tournament will get here gala the minimum.
And dazzling the crowds all weekend was this man, Opoku, nicknamed Pogba, crowned player of the tournament. His skill lit up the pitch.
Oh, Gaskia gala there, Fibia, Tibabia Mobia, Metegaskia gala, Pessin Mobi. Because any journey too high, any journey, Obia heavy. Oh, Bia, you'll be known to yes, bar. Yes, the confidence in Bia, be so beyond tears, but Bomo Bia.
But amidst the celebrations, a crucial call echoes from the champions camp led by their coach, Prince Educhum, aptly nicknamed Coach Okocha. He looks at this historic ground, the very soil that nurtured stars like Hamin Dramani and current Black Stars forward Kamaldeen Suleimana, and sees untapped potential.
Aki, the Benyan campaign phone to an among Cassiapa Papak Misoma because Pak Winkwan a Yapaka, a Chidom, a Emma, the Pasha Ball, and Casancasa would teach my crew because your special as I want to coin Eba, on Bahia and on some Bobono. Your food will be the Bray, but on Bahia no Mutusu. So, simply for 2 and among a park in Maya, you did say, a match to my so up a yard to Ponsadia institution.
The talent on display didn't go unnoticed. Scouts like those from Ghana Top Talent Agency were here searching for the next gem.
Gaskia gala de obianim talent at the Batichima. Na Yadamasepa because Ghana Top Talent, ye Badema Ghana Nitechima Bunu East Babia. And the Gaskia gala neya and Kasaya wish ni say ebeba because Nkwalani na be would say today is no na say for Munina first time because of Moshe Academy time bia. And the opportunity can say the man Kwalan Kitona Muet because say Bimut says today is money na say for Abenya Konya asi Gaskia gala ni bia and the Dadamase.
So as the dust settles on another successful Eid tournament, the goals scored extend beyond the pitch. Unity was strengthened, dazzling talents emerged, and a powerful plea was launched. Invest in this fertile ground. For 9 years, Gaskia FM has proven football's power to unite and inspire Techiman. The community, the players, and the scouts are all saying, long may it continue. And as Sabit, Joy News, Techiman.
Let's touch base now with the Director General of the National Sports Authority, Yao Ampo for Ankara, for some quick update on that Nkwakaw Stadium Project. Thank you very much for making time with us, on Joy News. I mean, first of all, what is the latest as far as that project is concerned? Because we understand you have issued a directive that the work should be halted for some document to be presented to your office. Has that since been, has that directive since been followed?
Hi, good evening. Thanks for getting in touch. It's important to get the facts right. So apparently there's a misconception or misinformation about all of this, where basically what we're doing is to help Honorable Bryan Acheampong support the National Sports Authority in this project, which has stalled for many years. And all we're simply saying is that, can we have the documents? Can we know who the contractors are and the scope of work, how long it's going to take, and just the details, which is done anywhere, even if you're building a house. What more such a complex, which will be used for the Okoye United football team and indeed other sporting events at the place. It's very important that we get that right, and it's not a bullying, tactics that is being reported in some sections of the media. So we've had meetings with Mr. Acheampong, Honorable Bryan Acheampong, and he's agreed to do just that. So for now, as we say, the ball is in his court.
But did you give him any timeline as to when he is expected to bring those documents?
Oh, yes, as soon as possible. I think he would understand that better than we would, that, look, the sooner we have this, the better for everybody, so that all the parties involved are, satisfied that everybody is doing the right thing and we leave no space for interruptions and again, for the project to be halted. So it's really about making sure we do the right thing. And I'm sure, as I said earlier, Mr. Acheampong is well aware of this. He's very experienced. He knows exactly what has to be done. And I'm sure he's preparing himself to do exactly that. And once we have the documents, I don't think there'll be any problems at all.
But what we also know is that the project he is undertaking is a scale down of what was originally planned. And, based on, government's earlier promises, they did indicate that they were going to complete the Nkwakaw Stadium as part of the promises prior to coming into power. So how are you reconciling this? Are you going ahead with a scale down, or there's going to be some collaboration so that the original plan will be executed?
Exactly. I think the answer is in the question. So once we have all these right documents, we can then say, well, Mr. Acheampong, this doesn't quite work, or this is excellent. This is exactly what we're looking at. Let's go ahead and let's add one or two. Indeed, the original plan was much significant than this, but over the years, due to lack of funds and other factors, the project has not been able to take off fully, stop and start, and it's been stalled for many years. And what we're saying is that once we have all these things ironed out and we know exactly the pathway to lead, then we can go together and make sure this edifice is, built for the good of the people in the community, the region, and also as a national asset for the National Sports Authority.
Well, this is a very much needed clarity, because some people had suggested that the authority was trying to take the project away from them. But Mr. Acheampong, thank you very much for the time you spent to us to clarify that very Nkwakaw project. We'll keep following this and bring you more update on it. The Wimbledon is also underway, with Yannick Sinner cruising to the second round of that very competition. We'll bring you more update in our subsequent bulletins. Thank you very much. My name is Razak Busbat. We've got more stories for you on myjoyonline.com.